What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. This is another Swims review, and today we are going to be talking about Terrifier 3. Did I love the movie? Yes, I did. Let's talk about why. Terrifier 3 is the best movie in the franchise so far, and I think the reason for that is these movies keep getting better and better and better because the production value just keeps going up. We went from $35,000 to $250,000 to this movie being $2 million. And it made 9 times that on an opening weekend. It is the highest grossing movie in the Terrifier series that had a theatrical release. I believe that, if I remember correctly, that Terrifier 2 did 15 mil and this did 18 mil initially, and I think by the end of the week it ended up doing like 21.1 mil. And it's worth every penny that they've been spending on it, and I'm really excited to see where the franchise goes from here. Terrifier 3 takes place during Christmas, and it's fun. This is the most fun film that there is. There is a lot of times where I audibly belly laughed, because if you thought Art was a goober in 2 or 1, you have not seen anything yet. He takes his game up to the next level. There's a specific scene where Santa is in a bar, and he sees Santa. He's walking by this bar. He sees Santa in the window, and he freaks out. It's very reminiscent of, if you have seen Elf, when Buddy sees Santa or finds out that Santa's going to be at the mall. It gave that energy, and it was super funny to watch.
Girl, I don't remember if I told you, but so I've been in entertainment for a long time. You said that. I was Elvis. Those girls, Laughlin, 1980s. Woo! Nothing like this. The Laughlin. Laughlin.
To Laughlin?
To Laughlin.
I'm good.
Oh my God! You raised a piece of shit!
There are a lot of funny moments in this, and it's overall just a really enjoyable film. I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but there's a lot in this film to love, starting with Lauren Levera. Lauren Levera is a fantastic final girl. And we saw that in 2 with her portrayal of Sienna, and she comes back in this film to portray Sienna again. And it's wonderful. I was just baffled by the performance that she put on and the kind of topics that this movie tackles. This movie talks a lot about PTSD, overcoming past traumas, anxiety, having panic attacks. And it's really cool because a lot of the times you hear people say, oh, the Terrifier movies, they don't have a plot. Well, they do, starting with 2, and 3, that plot kind of continues. And the plot in this one is really, really cool to see kind of unfold, because it's a lot of Lauren Levera's character, Sienna, battling with things that a lot of people battle with on a daily basis, including myself. So to see that kind of on the big screen is really, really cool, because it gives you somebody to be like, oh, hey, they're portraying something that I go through, or that I've been through. And it makes a really, really interesting movie and a really interesting plot for the movie. I think the thing that's kind of often talked about in these movies is the gore and just kind of the brutality of them. I think it works for these movies, and I think that it is what makes these movies so unique. These movies are, they're not about telling a fantastic story, but in 2 and 3 we've started to get a story development, and I'm excited to see where the franchise goes from here. In the next one, if we get one, if we get one, because this movie continues to develop the story it's trying to tell, but it's also developing the brutality of it. If you've ever seen Saw, it's very reminiscent of Saw to me. Saw started off kind of tame trap wise and got more intense by the time we hit 3, and it's very reminiscent of that time for me. But it doesn't take away from the film. I think it enhances the film, and it's what makes the film itself unique. There's a lot of uniqueness to the character of Art the Clown, and I love David Howard Thornton being able to play that character and just be able to do cool stuff with that character. I'm interested to see, like I said, where the franchise goes from here. I'm interested to see what Damien Leone does with the film from here, because he's only continued to make the series better and better and better. I think that the one thing that you can take away from these films is that David Howard Thornton really enjoys playing this character. I had never seen him in anything prior to Terrifier, but that doesn't mean that he's, not a good actor. He's done a lot of stuff in his acting career, including like some Joker fan movies, which are incredible. You should check them out. But he's a great actor, and his portrayal of Art and just his way that he embodies his character is breathtaking. I can't talk about this movie enough in a positive light. There are so many positives that I liked, that if we talked about all the positives, we'd be here for hours. However, there are some cons, and I want to touch on those just briefly. Some of the cons are where the film kind of leaves off. It ends on a cliffhanger where I didn't really enjoy that, but you kind of also have a general idea of where the next film's going, so it didn't kill the film for me. I think that was one of the only real things that kind of bogged the film down for me, was that they didn't wrap the story up. They left it open for a fourth one. And I'm okay with that. Like, I don't mind that there's going to be a fourth one. I just like my stories wrapped up, and I now have to anxiously await the next installment in the Terrifier franchise. And it took us, a couple of years to get 3. So I'm assuming it's going to take a couple of years to get 4. But I think that it's going to be worth the wait. So ultimately, I don't think that this is something that's like an absolute, like, don't see the movie because of this. Go see the movie. It's an enjoyable movie. I enjoyed it. If you've liked the first 2, you'll like this one. If you liked 2, you'll be blown away by how much better 3 is. 3 is really just like the creme de la creme of Art the Clown, and it's really, really good. I cannot praise it enough. It's probably one of my favorite films that I've seen this year. I've been awaiting this film since it had been announced, so much so that last year I went to see Terrifier 2 in theaters, all because they were playing a teaser for 3. It was the first look that we'd gotten into 3. And I was like, I have to go see Terrifier 2 in theaters. I never got to see it in theaters the first time. Man, was it a cool experience. I just love the theatrical experience. So being able to see this movie that I enjoyed watching at home on the big screen was awesome to me. I think the only other thing that got me was there's some moments in the acting during the film that are kind of cringy, but that's okay. Like, it's not a high budget movie, and it doesn't take away from the film ultimately. It just makes kind of an awkward experience for the movie. But ultimately, like I said, I think this film is highly enjoyable. I think that if you liked the first 2, you'll enjoy this one. And I'm interested to see what your guys' thoughts on 3 are. If you've seen 3, tell me what you thought in the comments down below, and let me know what you guys want to see next. I greatly appreciate you guys stopping by. This has been another edition of Swim's Review, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.